Over the past 2 semesters, I have been donating my time at the Humane Society of Southwest Missouri. Their mission is to help alleviate distressed and suffering animals, participate in educational programs, spread information promoting animal welfare, and to place animals in suitable homes when it is possible. During my time spent at the Humane Society, I primarily dealt with the care and management of animals. I had the opportunity to directly benefit a wide variety of the animals and even watched as many were able to find new and improved homes to live. Looking around, it was easy to observe all of the hard work and effort being put in by the numerous employees and volunteers, which led me to the conclusion that each task being done around the shelter was allowing for the most humane treatment of the animals as possible. For example, kennels were already prepped for newly arrived animals, food was always available and easily accessible, and the animals were frequently allowed outside to play. However, the puppies are not typically let out of the cages due to their higher risk of disease. In an effort to better understand the Humane Society and what purposes they serve, I met up with the Rescue and Volunteer Coordinator, Chelsea Miller, to ask a few questions.
The biggest difference is we are the only open admission humane society in the immediate area. Open admission meaning that we will accept any dog or cat regardless of age, breed, temperament, health. So that being said, we don't turn animals away. There's a lot of different procedures and practices that we take. Immediately vaccinating animals upon intake and deworming and treating them for fleas and ticks is probably the biggest precaution we take. That way they're taken care of as far as illnesses right in the door. We have a very limited ability as far as what we can do with our vet on staff. The only surgery, that we perform is the spay and neuter surgeries, and we offer vaccinations, and we can do treatments for things like kennel cough. If we do have something that is above and beyond what she can accommodate, like we've had animals that need amputation surgeries in the past, we do actually go out for that. Usually we use Bradford Park Veterinary Clinic, but it's limited because we are a nonprofit organization and we don't want a lot of overhead costs as far as what we can provide medically.
So, do you take it into your responsibility to transport the animals if they do need
Yeah,
the medical
absolutely. It's
attention?
usually
Okay.
this girl right here.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we have a shelter van and we'll just take them right on over. We take animals in by appointment here, and so I think we do a pretty good job of being able to regulate the volume that we receive and the animals that we're able to send out the door. If we get to a point where we have too many animals coming in and not enough space, we'll do different things to try to make it work, like adoption specials, reducing the price to get more of them out the door. I'm also the rescue coordinator, so we can work with licensed rescues in the area to try to get animals out that way as well. There's several different circumstances where we would have to consider euthanizing an animal. Of course, the primary one that we have to euthanize for is aggression. If you have an animal that comes in here, we will receive feral animals since we are open admission. If it's going to bite people, if it's going to scratch people, you can't safely place that animal in a home. So that's something that you'll see. Also, we will receive animals that are way ill or injured beyond our means to be able to handle. So if an animal comes in and they're suffering, we'll also humanely put them to sleep.
Explained in the interview is how the animals are continuously treated in the most humane manner possible. However, as was also mentioned, there remain many situations in which the most humane thing to do is put the animal down. I soon realized the inference I drew from my service learning was directly relevant to the research I conducted over the use of animals in scientific testing. While researching, I noticed that nearly all of the articles and sources I gathered spoke in some way about the three R's. I chose to further analyze the topic and research its three primary components: replacement, reduction, and refinement. Replace the use of animals with alternative methods, reduce the number of animals used to obtain the same or more information, and refine the way experiments are carried out to ensure animals suffer as little as possible. Alternative techniques have allowed for fewer situations to require animal procedures. These methods include using data already acquired from animal research, using new scanning methods, and computer models that simulate an animal's response. Sadly, some non-animal techniques offer limited to no useful information. In these cases, it is unavoidable that animals be involved in the research. Proper design and statistical analysis make certain that researchers are using the optimal number of animals. Plus, new scanning alternatives allow for tumors to be tracked non-invasively and offer more useful data from the same animal. However, reduction is still a challenging process due to the numerous tests required when assessing a new substance. Thankfully, there are a variety of ways to improve animal welfare and alleviate them of potential distress. This can even be achieved by simple means, such as improving living conditions, giving food as a reward when an animal behaves correctly, and frequently letting them interact in a stimulating environment. Furthermore, a satisfied animal will give more reliable results in research findings. The three R's serve as an ethical standard practiced by scientists that outline the proper treatment of animals. Upon comparison, it is noticeable that both the Humane Society and researchers treat animals in the most humane manner possible. In the Humane Society's case, the animals are treated with the utmost care, yet there still remain many instances where euthanizing an animal is for the best. Likewise, in animal research, scientists treat the animals with care for ethical reasons and efficiency. However, there are many cases where testing on an animal first is required to ensure the safety of human lives. When it comes down to it, you have to take a step back and ask yourself, which life is more valuable in the end?